guys?
Yeah, I'll start. For us, the channel winners have been sort of not excitingly direct mail and paid search. And some of those are contextual because for our businesses, I would say more process oriented. The first thing we do when we acquire a company is spend a lot of time with them in terms of how are they thinking about their business. And a lot of times the companies are so entrenched in their processes, they've lost sight of the customer. And so we'll go back and start talking about what does your customer want. And oftentimes that very quickly turns into actually carrying different sets of products or expansion of lines. And when we end up doing is actually going back and we've mailed some folks, we've put data in front of our own people where we'll show that customer acquisition is going down and how do you best win these folks back. And for us, we were able to put a catalog in front of some folks and then engage in some paid search. And for us, our business is based on a lot of repeat customers. Again, there's not a huge audience in the tattoo world or in the dog grooming and veterinarian space. There's not a ton. So it's all built on repeat business for us, and so that's why we will invest more heavily. Would I love to convert somebody on a 5-cent click or a 50-cent click? Sure, but we'll spend $5 to $10 to send you a sample or a catalog so you can try our product, because if we can get you, I know how much you're going to spend in the first 12 months, and over your lifetime, it far outweighs, So we're not trying to do a one and done, which a lot of places are. You're not, neither of these guys up here. There's a lot of companies out there that are just going to try to, take a chia pet. You're going to buy a chia pet at Christmas, and then you're done. That's not a big, it's not a very small few people. That you're not buying chia pets all the time. You got to get them while they got them. So we're all about repeat business. So we try to stay away from some of the gimmicky stuff and build deeper relationships.
Although chia pet as a service, that is a good new idea.
That's like the Netflix. We're going to be the Uber of chia pets.
No one's done that pitch yet. Someone write that down.
One of the things that are working the best for us is Google organic category pages. So I always would be amazed when I was in the digital agency. They want to rank for whatever they want to rank for, whether it be Dallas recruiting or anything like that. I say, okay, where does that say that on your website? So category recorders, ukuleles, recorders, acoustic guitars, you name it, but those categories, those root keywords, nobody goes after them because they're hard. But if you on-site optimize, if you do all the right things, those pay off huge. So that's where categories are really coming in. And then AdWords, Google AdWords has the highest ROAS, return on ad spend per channel. Google Organic has the highest ROI, but just targeting your competitors' terms, figuring out what they're doing and trying to pick the low-hanging fruit can pay off very, very quickly, because they've been buying for the last 5 years and you're just entering the space, so you can cherry pick the best ones that have been running the longest time, because if they're spending money on it, there's a reason they've been spending money on it, and if you can compete with something of similar value, then yeah, you're in the game.
Yeah, so for us, it's very similar to what these guys have said. Google Organic, anything you can do from an SEO standpoint to get free traffic. To Rick's point, it's not free, so you got to work at it, but you don't have to pay $1 to bring them there once it's there. So we built a lot. When Rick's saying recorders, for us, it's ratchet straps and moving blankets and a bunch of stuff that you may or may not have used. It's not the sexiest stuff in the world, but it sells and it makes money for us. So it's Google, it's PPC. We built the company on PPC to drive traffic, build customers. We built our brand around repeat customers, getting those guys to come back. Obviously the acquisition cost, all the things we've talked about here are expensive, and it costs a lot to acquire a customer. So anything we can do to drive the repeat customer and create that first sale we're doing. It starts with PPC, and we're using a lot of email marketing to get them back and create repeat customers. We've got one person that's probably half of her role, driving a ton of revenue through email, just staying relevant, keep staying top of mind, and making sure that when they're ready and have a need, they come back to us.
Like, what's an example? Just one quick email marketing, like this campaign worked, topic, obviously in some it's like the birthday email, right? Or the offer a code for that. In your industry, like, what is the one thing that consistently has driven back repeat customers for people? Because everyone here does email marketing.
Sure. For us, it's been focused on automation. We do some batch and blast stuff. It's more blog post, content type stuff to stay relevant and add value in a different way. But automations from abandoned cart, browse abandonment. We've got a tool called Winter Circle where it's using predictive algorithms to say, hey, you bought this every couple of months for the last couple of times. you're about ready to make a purchase. Like, let's place an email in front of you when you're about ready to make that decision. Make sure you come back to us again. So we've been testing that stuff. There's pros and cons to it. It's an expensive tool, but that technology is only getting better, and that's, I think, the future of email there.
Yeah, marketing automation, win-back series, cart abandonment, and then recommended products, similar to what you said. I mean, it's just a moneymaker every time. Just mining that database, and it's easier to keep a customer than to acquire a new one. So you want to do everything you can to provide promotions, figure out that lifetime value, and play the long game, and really model it out. Yeah, and marketing automation has a big play in that.
We're on the automation bandwagon as well, but I guess to put some meat on the bone, we have over the last, when we look at the sort of the pie chart of some of our customers and what they buy in their wallets, so wallet share is kind of a thing. We pay attention to where we think customers should be buying. So if you're buying a printer, you should be buying paper, you know. And if you're buying paper, you need a pen. So we sort of look for gaps in sort of the I guess the basket, if you will, or even over a couple purchases, what people are buying. And so we'll target people that have not purchased in one category, but are purchasing in a complementary category, so that eventually, if we can win them over, and sometimes that's educational, you know, they don't like our products, or maybe they don't know enough about it. Sometimes it's promotional, if we can just get the hook in them, then they'll buy from us. But over time, it's that repeat customer. And so we don't do a lot of abandoned cart type programs because we feel like that's a little bit shorter. They work, don't get me wrong, but we don't want to train our customers that if you leave the site, and then there's going to be a coupon coming in a few minutes later. I think a lot of people here, just by the nods I'm getting, probably go to the site, put something in their cart, and like walk away for a day just to see what happens. Maybe you get an extra 10–20% off. If you haven't, you will now try that. And but for us, we try to play a little bit of like, you know, wallet share. How do we get you to spend more? And obviously, we'd like to buy certain products more than others. But at the end of the day, can we just get you to spend more? If you're buying, you go to the grocery store, you're buying milk and meat. Why are you buying milk at one place and maybe you go to Fairway for the meat just because Fairway's been, you know, you've heard it's great? Well, maybe we can convince you that our meat's just as good and we get more of your grocery money or whatever it is, just more wallet share. So again, that long game, we're ultimately trying to get as much as we can from you. We can't drive a lot of frequency in customers because, you know, they use what they use, but if I can get them to buy more categories from us, we're gonna be better off.
Yeah.